Hi, you saw my last video. I made all these different buttons that you can see here on my Ramen Tycoon. In this video, I'm going to be setting all the prices. So to begin with that, I'm going to be using a custom Perl program I made in Java. It's really nothing special. Here it is. I mean, if you want to copy it, it probably won't work unless you modify it for your own program or for your own Tycoon. So yeah, you need a list of all the different buttons, and then it just exports it all out as a list of commands. So here, using a command in the Roblox console, it'll go and print out all the different button names that I could use, and then it also has the price. It doesn't really matter in this scenario because all the prices are the same, but it doesn't matter. So I'll use Notepad. Just I'm showing here, there's a little gap. Doesn't work with that, so I'll use Notepad to remove that gap. I probably could be doing it inside of Eclipse, but I don't really know how to do that, honestly. I'm not too familiar with it. So here I am, I just delete 2 backspaces. Now I have a list of all the buttons. So in the commands, here I'm gonna run it now. So I need to actually know the prices of all the buttons. Like, I need to know how much money I'm gonna make to set the prices, if that makes any sense. So here I am just cutting ahead. I'm just testing out the Tycoon, and I'm making about $20,000 per second. So what that means is if I want the first button to take about 20 seconds, I have to make it 400,000. I kind of want all like those beginning buttons to get your money generation to be a little bit cheaper. So that's why they're all 400,000. I'm just doing a little test right now to see how much money I'm actually making. That's when I realized I have to adjust the prices of the ramen bowls. They're only $25 when I'm making 20,000 per second. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I'm just blanking on what to set the price to. This is when I realized I'm gonna go and make it so every single concurrent customer and topping, I'm gonna increase it by 400,000. Why? I don't know. I just think it would work. I could adjust these prices any other time. It's much easier. As you see, it says original 1.2 million. So when I try to adjust it later, it will actually tell me what the original price is. It makes it a little bit easier to adjust it. But yeah, I'm just guessing what I want the cost to be. It could be completely off. Like, it might be super expensive, it might be super cheap. I really don't know at this point in time. I just recently fixed a little issue I had where even if you had 4 droppers, only one of them was collecting for some reason. So no matter how many times you got an upgrade, you were making only like 1/4 of the amount of money you're supposed to. So honestly, for prices, I'm just at a complete loss. Somehow the VIP Game Pass customer actually ended up in here, so I just set that to 0. I'll end up deleting the thing's currency cost in the end anyways. Yeah, just a lot of buttons, walls, shelves, the products on the shelves. It's just a lot of buttons to go through. This section here is actually different than the rest of them. The rest of them, they don't actually have the customers like shown. It doesn't have ramen going through the conveyor. The other ones, it's actually different in that the customers in this section function as currency collectors, but in the previous sections, they're actually the droppers. It was such a confusing thing to set up. I don't really know how to describe it. I could never be a teacher. I do not know how to describe things in a good way. Here, I'm just confirming. Well, in this scenario, actually, I got a button for an item I've never even seen before. Counter add-ons. I don't know what that is. So here I am just scrolling through trying to figure out where's counter add-ons. And for the life of me, I just cannot find it. I'm all confused now. And that's when I realized, oh, it's a button. So eventually I'm going to scroll through out of the purchases into the buttons, which may have different names. So here I am. And that's when I realized counter add-ons is actually the table decorations. I don't know why I named it counter add-ons, but it's what I did for some reason. So there's not really much more left to do in this. I'm just setting a bunch of prices, and that's that. This right here will be probably one of the last sections I'll make before I actually publish the game. I do have 2 more planned. I mentioned in my last video, I want to make a modern day shop, like something like Gordon Ramsay would own, and also a instant ramen factory. The modern day shop's going to be functioning the same way, where it has like the conveyors delivering the ramen to customers, but I'm thinking for the factory, might be pushing it, but I want to make it so you load crates of it into a truck and then like drive it to the destination. And then some of the upgrades you could get could maybe be like custom, like you could have employees that automatically load up your truck, or employees that drive your truck even. I don't know, like you'll start off doing it manually, but then eventually you will have it completely automatic. That's an ambition I have for this game. I don't know if it'll get to that point. That'll be a future update for sure. I'm not sure how many more of these things I have to go through. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure what else I need to do. Just setting all these prices. Again, any of the models you see, that's all thanks to one of my friends. He actually has an Instagram account where he does all these 3D modeling and 3D animations. It's kind of just like, that's his main project. It's just kind of his side project along with some other games I've made. So I've actually made a Tycoon game in the past, though I'm not really happy with where it showed, or where it ended up in the end. So this one is hopefully going to be my retribution to it. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm avenging that Tycoon game that was in the end a disaster. It was rather successful though, I will give it that. Here I am, I'm just adjusting the prices. Yeah, this is when I realized, oh, those were way too little. So instead of 25, since I'm making 2,000 per second, I figured 2,000 would be fair, right? That would be an extra 1,000 per second. So it's something, like, considering it's just a plain bowl of broth, I think that's fair. And now I'm setting up all the toppings. So instead of 25, I would have doubled it. I think I'm just going to set it to 500. So that would add an extra 250 per second to the end of the extra price. And then an extra 500. And then an extra 750. So all those toppings combined. I get to see it in the end. And this kid actually customized it so it adds the item on top of the bowl. I tried to make it more efficient because in the Tycoon kit it came with, you could override the texture. It would just wouldn't be great. It would end up making, what would you even call it? I would have to have a texture, or I'd have to have a mesh and a texture for every single bowl of ramen with every single individual topping, which would be ridiculous. And also having to change them out, that would just be ridiculous. Probably on the scale of all these droppers would start slowing down the game. So what I did is I made it so I could have attachments that attach the individual toppings onto it. As you see, Commodified has radial attachments on the code there, if you notice that. I did make a little funny mistake somewhere. I think I'm going to playtest here. Yeah, I'm playtesting now. I did make a little funny mistake with one of the toppings. It ended up being bigger than the whole bowl itself. So yeah, I'm just testing all the prices. They all seem to be good. I did make sure to fix the little mistake I had before. Yeah, getting my customers, getting my bowls. Well, you get a little sneak peek of the other area too, even. At some point I realized there actually was a currency collector in this section. I kept going all the way back and forth, which is just being ridiculous. But yeah, I realized there's a currency collector here. Yeah, all the prices do seem to be right. Hey, look at, you see the little, like, you see the bowls coming out. It's just plain noodles, and then it attaches the different toppings onto it. Yeah, I'm just giving myself money. I just want to test it out. I don't want to wait like 20 seconds per item. Yeah, there you go. The meat, it's bigger than the bowl itself. I don't know why the meat's the only model that actually is just bigger, Because all these other ones, I never had to configure them. I just had them all the same scale. Just the meat, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, is just like about 4 times larger than all the rest. I don't know. See, I have a little mess on the floor. I was thinking of making a system where you had to clean up your messes, otherwise your tycoon wouldn't perform so well. But I ended up giving up on that in the end. Who knows though, maybe it'll make a comeback at the end. I am coming up on the end of the video now, so I would like to say thank you for watching. And I will be making a video whenever I do release this game, so be on the lookout for that. See you in the next video.